Aboriginal stories. The term Aborigines refers to the native people of Australia. Now, it is thought that they migrated from Asia about 30,000 years ago. However, some historians think it might even be earlier than that, such as 60,000 years ago. The Aborigines are one of the oldest groups of humans on the planet. Now, when the Aborigines first started telling stories and talking, they did not have a written language. So all their history has been passed down and been told through Aboriginal stories and through art. Aborigines referred to a term which was Aboriginal dreaming, and this means to see and understand the law, and it is a way the Aborigines passed down important knowledge and cultural values and beliefs to the future generations. It is also refers to the creation period, so how the Aborigines felt the land and the animals were all created. Now, dreaming is done in several ways, such as through song, through dance, painting, and storytelling. And dreaming stories also share messages about social behaviours and consequences of those behaviours. I have picked different Aboriginal stories for you guys to have a look at and read. I'm going to record me reading them on another video, which you will see next to these. So what I would say now is stop this video, go and have a listen to the 4 different Aboriginal stories. And whilst you're listening to them, I would like you to consider the question, what is the moral of each of these stories? What is the message that the Aborigines are trying to communicate to future generations by retelling these stories? What do they hope their children and their children's children to learn through these stories? So as I said, stop the video now. Go to the next video, which will give you the 4 stories. Then you can come back to this one and find out if what you thought the moral of the story was is correct. One of the stories you just listened to was called How the Birds Got Their Colour. Now, actually, the moral of this story, there's a few variations, and yours could be along the same lines, but you've worded it in your own way. So they are, you should always help people who are in trouble. If you don't help, you won't be rewarded. If you need to help others, you need to help others in times of need. You will not be rewarded for doing nothing. And obviously that doesn't mean a kind of physical reward. It can almost mean a reward internally that makes you feel good for helping somebody out. Another story you just listened to was The Rainbow Serpent. Now, the moral of this story is, if you follow the rules, you will be rewarded. If you break the rules and do the wrong thing, you will be punished. Respect is important to our world and the way we must live. Tiddalik the Frog. Now, the moral of this story is you should always think of others before you act. Your actions can affect other people around you. Learn to share and don't be greedy. When you combine your ideas, suggestions and strength, you can make a difference and make things happen. So that was 3 Aboriginal stories that were passed down through generations to share messages that others could learn from. Now, your next task around Australia is you can choose from one of the following activities. So the first one is, could you write a poem about one of these Aboriginal stories? Maybe an acrostic poem. So use the word rainbow serpent and write a poem using those letters. 2, could you think of your own moral and then write your own story or your own story similar to an Aboriginal story based around that moral. 3, pick your favourite one of those 4 and retell it in your own words. Maybe you could do your own illustrations. We look forward to seeing some of your work around Australia's Aboriginal stories.